What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Looks like Israel has invaded Lebanon. So I want to just update you guys on the latest information with the latest information that I have on that. So Israel has invaded Lebanon. Major breaking news. Israel has invaded Lebanon. We're hearing that it started around 3 or 4 hours ago. So this is very, very serious, guys. So I want to just update you with some of the latest that I have, latest information. I did put out an update earlier this afternoon, or actually, it was like earlier this evening. I recommend you guys watch it if you didn't see it yet. A lot of stuff happened in the last 24 hours. So I'm just going to wait a minute or two here for everyone to show up. So how's everyone doing tonight? What you're looking at here is video footage of a Russian fighter jet buzzing one of our fighter jets off the coast of Alaska. And you can see the Russian fighter jet flies within like 5 feet of the American fighter jet. And the American fighter jet was just escorting the Russian bomber that was flying towards Alaska. So you can actually see the bomber there. So Russia sent a bomber to Alaska. I don't know exactly when this was, sometime over the weekend. And then you can see this Russian fighter jet buzzing. The American fighter jet gets within just a few feet. Look at that, guys. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Our pilot could have been killed in that incident there. What if they collided? So this is totally insane. Dan Zarks, thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So things are really escalating, but it does appear that Israel has invaded Lebanon. Let me just show you some flights here. We have some British Eurofighter Typhoons off the coast of Israel right now. Let me show you real quick what's going on over there. So here we have two British Eurofighters. Two British Eurofighters that were flying over central Israel, and they just got aerially refueled. So there's definitely a lot of military activity going on right now. So let me just share some of the latest that I have. So Israeli forces have begun a ground incursion into southern Lebanon, a spokesperson for the IDF said in a statement. The IDF described the operations as limited, localized, and targeted ground raids based on precise intelligence against Hezbollah terrorist targets and infrastructure in southern Lebanon. The IDF is continuing to operate to achieve the goals of the war and is doing everything necessary to defend the citizens of Israel and return the citizens of northern Israel to their homes. We know that Israel launched a massive artillery strike on southern Lebanon shortly before they invaded. And we're hearing that at least 8 Israeli airstrikes targeted neighborhoods in Beirut's southern suburbs. Beirut is the capital of Lebanon, including Lailaki, Al-Marija, Haret Harik, and Burj al-Barhani. According to Lebanon's national news agency, thick smoke and flames are rising in the suburb's sky, with multiple residential buildings reportedly destroyed. Residents in Beirut claim that these are the loudest strikes heard in the capital to date. Okay, so the loudest strikes in Beirut since this whole war started with Israel on October 7th. We're also hearing of reports of explosions, actually severe explosions and air defense activity over Damascus, the capital of Syria. There was also just a massive explosion heard in Tel Aviv. We don't know if that's air defense. We don't know if that's a Hezbollah rocket. We also know that Hezbollah sent a barrage of more than 60 missiles at Israeli army bases. Apparently, they might have hit some of these bases. So we are hearing that the Israeli army entered Lebanon under the cover of artillery and aircraft, Israeli army armored vehicles. And let me see if I can get you guys a picture here. I had a picture. Let me see if I can get you a picture. Hold on. It looks like they did enter with armored vehicles. So they have entered. This is 100% real. This is not fake news. This is really happening. And I don't think Israel's going to stop at Lebanon. They're going to go after Iran very soon, especially if Iran attacks Israel now. Israel's definitely going to respond. Let me see if I can get this picture for you. We do have one nuclear war command and control plane up in the air right now, and it's heading out into the Gulf of Mexico, so we should start to hear some nuclear attack options being broadcasted. What's also interesting is that we have a nuke sniffer plane up in the air, and it was flying really high over Kansas and the panhandle of Texas and the panhandle of Oklahoma. It was flying really high, like over 41,000 feet. These planes are responsible for detecting radiation in the atmosphere. So very interesting. We also had like several aerial refuelers take off from Tokyo. Check this out. You can see all these aerial refuelers. 4 aerial refuelers took off from Tokyo at the same time, did this big loop, and then came back to Tokyo now. Very interesting. So see if I can get this picture up on the screen. So this is apparently the invasion forces going into Lebanon tonight. So very serious situation right now. What's going on, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Cats 1964, Joe Romanino, Tiffany Hartman, Earth Angel Anna, God Soldiers Watchman. Hope you're doing well. I'll catch up with you. I'll send you a message. It's good to see everybody in here tonight, all the regulars. Thanks for showing up. So let me just continue with some more headlines here. So the Lebanese economic minister said that operations have started, and he heard that Israeli troops have been moving very rapidly, and they have been visible to residents on the border, and there are a massive number of tanks that are lined up on the border. Okay, so that's what the Lebanese economy minister Amin Salam said. Massive number of tanks lined up on the border. A senior U.S. official told ABC News that the Israeli ground movement into Lebanon will be significant but not major. I don't know if I believe that. And apparently Putin was rushed to the Kremlin earlier this evening at around 4:40 Eastern Time. Police escorted his motorcade to the Kremlin. Apparently Putin is going to hold an emergency meeting in Moscow. Okay, so I think this is related to Israel. This is very serious, guys. Okay, Russia could potentially attack Israel now. Because Russia said that they would back up Iran if, let's say, Israel were to strike Iran. Russia would come to the help of Iran. So this is really a serious situation. Explosions in Damascus. Looks like Israel striking Damascus. Explosions in the suburbs of Beirut. So it's kicking off all over the place now. Um, and just so you guys are aware, 4:40 Eastern time, that's like in Russia, I think that's going to be like midnight almost, or even past midnight. I think Moscow's like 7 or 8 hours ahead of Eastern time. So Putin was literally rushed to the Kremlin in the middle of the night. So that's definitely concerning. And here we have some footage coming out of Damascus of sounds like the Syrian air defense engaging Israeli targets, Israeli missiles probably. So pretty crazy situation. Pretty insane. Someone earlier asked for cameras in Lebanon. There's no cameras in Lebanon. Lebanon's not like an open society, like America. So if you're going to complain, get the hell out of here. I'll time you out and ban you, and so will my moderators. But this is interesting. The nuclear war command and control plane turned its transponder off near southern Louisiana while it was heading out to the Gulf. And it was literally going in a straight line, straight for the Gulf. And it turned its transponder off in southern Louisiana. Very interesting. So our nuclear forces are on high alert right now. U.S. Central Command announced that they would respond to any attack against Israel, and the Russian Federation responded to that announcement saying, "We respectfully remind everyone of the announcement made by Putin on April 14th regarding Iran. Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared that Russia will support Iran if the United States attacks Iran's soil in support of Israel." So, very concerning. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So this is all kicking off right now. This is all happening right now. Yes, Damascus is part of Bible prophecy. Israel is striking Damascus tonight. So yes, that's part of Bible prophecy. The Bible says that Damascus would be a ruinous heap. But massive explosion in Tel Aviv for some reason. Not sure why. Trying to get more information on that. We have some breaking news. We have reports coming in from Syria that the Syrian state TV host Safa Ahmed was killed in the city of Damascus by an Israeli airstrike. Wow. We're hearing that the Israeli airstrike occurred near the Iranian embassy. And also there was an attack on the Baghdad International Airport. 3 rockets fired by Iranian-backed forces struck the Baghdad International Airport earlier tonight, with one landing near the runways and one within the headquarters complex of the Iraqi anti-terrorism forces, and the last one in an open area near the U.S. military side of the base. Casualties at this point are unknown. So 3 rockets fired at Baghdad International Airport. One of them landed near the U.S. military side of the airport. One hit a runway. One hit the headquarters. So we don't know who fired them yet, but probably Iranian-backed forces. And the Israeli military issued an urgent warning to residents of the southern suburbs of Beirut. In a post on Twitter, the IDF urged people in 3 neighborhoods, Lilac, Haret, Harik, and Burj al-Barajni, to evacuate. You are located near interests and facilities belonging to the terrorist Hezbollah, and therefore the IDF will act against them forcefully. For your safety and the safety of your family, you must evacuate the buildings immediately, starting at a distance of no less than 500 meters. Okay, so Israel telling people in the southern suburbs of Beirut to move away from various targets. So this is extremely serious, guys. This is very serious. You know, it's possible that Iran could strike Israel now. Biden has moved thousands of troops again to the Middle East. Multiple fighter jet squadrons, including F-22s, F-16s, F-15s, and A-10 Warthogs. Okay, A-10 Warthogs are not exactly fighter jets. They're kind of more like a close air support. So I don't know what they plan to do with those A-10s, but that's more for like close air support, like, you know, like supporting ground troops and conducting airstrikes on targets. Maybe they're going to use them to attack Hezbollah or Iranian proxies. Very serious, guys. Very strange. New York Adventurer, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for your support. Hope you're doing well. I'll catch up with you after the stream. Thank you, Ross, for checking the news and keeping me updated. I appreciate that. So this is all coming in right now, guys. That's all the info I have, though, but I'm going to keep checking. So we have another confirmation of the Israeli ground operation starting. Axios is reporting that the Israeli ground operation in southern Lebanon has started. We're hearing that the White House was actually notified about the invasion. So the White House has been notified. We're hearing of very loud explosions off the coast of Tel Aviv. Syrian state media is reporting that Israel is bombing VIP targets in Damascus. Wow. Apparently Israel was trying to assassinate several VIPs in Syria. Wow. It's being reported by Syrian media. So those strikes in Damascus were targeting VIPs. Wow. Let's see. The Israeli military is now reporting that the Israeli Air Force intercepted an unmanned aircraft in the sky of the Mediterranean Sea, dozens of kilometers west of the coast of Israel. Interesting. Wow. So they intercepted some kind of drone over the eastern Mediterranean. Maybe that's why those British Eurofighters were flying in this area here. They shot down some kind of drone just west of Tel Aviv. That's very interesting. So it looks like maybe Hezbollah, or I don't know who else would do it, probably Hezbollah, tried to launch a drone at Tel Aviv, and maybe they tried to launch it from a different angle to try to confuse the Israelis and penetrate their air defense. But we are hearing reports that Syrian state media TV anchor Safa Ahmed was killed in the explosion in Damascus. We're hearing of at least 4 waves of explosions in Syria, in the capital Damascus. 4 waves. 4 waves of explosions. Unfortunately, I cannot share some of the footage, but there is a lot of footage coming out of Syria. Absolutely insane. So we're hearing more confirmations that Israel intercepted some kind of a drone west of Tel Aviv in the eastern Mediterranean. Very interesting. Lots of footage coming out of Damascus. So we're hearing that at the War Cabinet meeting tonight in Israel, they approved the invasion of southern Lebanon. Israeli Channel 13 is reporting that Israeli army forces have stormed the border wall with Lebanon from different locations and have begun moving to adjacent villages. Wow. So this is the moment we've been waiting for probably, what, a year? I know Ross has been waiting for it just like me. Since October 7, we knew that this day was eventually going to happen, and here we go. Yes, the Netanyahu's message to the Iranian people was interesting. Ross says looks like it was the Houthis. Interesting. It could have been the Houthis. That's interesting. Tennessee National Guard deployed to the Middle East. Wow. Yeah, I think this is going to go towards a war with Iran. I think Israel's going to... I think Netanyahu wants to eliminate the Ayatollah Khomeini and take him out. I think he wants to do it while he's still relatively young. You know, he wants to do it before he dies, that's for sure. We're also hearing that Putin signed a decree to conscript 133,000 Russian citizens aged 18 to 30 from October 1st to December 31st. So Russia's going to draft 133,000 citizens from 18 to 30, age 18 to 30 this fall. Potentially to reinforce the troops in the Kursk Oblast. We know that Russia has already revised their nuclear war doctrine. So far, EAMs are quiet, but I think they're going to start picking up. Deidre Fat, thank you for the donation. Good to see you on the live chat, Greg. Thank you for everything you do and always keeping us updated with the news. God bless. Wow, thank you so much, Deidre. That's a very nice comment. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. And God bless. Good to see you as well. The guy from Texas says, I live next to two big shipping ports that are going to be shutting down in 4 hours. Yeah, I heard about those ports shutting down. Yeah, it could be Culinary Night 2.0. It could be, yeah. Especially if Iran gets involved. But it's very interesting that the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, would suddenly decide today to release this statement to Iran. It's almost like he obviously knew. I mean, they were planning to go in tonight into Lebanon, and he obviously knew that. That's why he released that video. Let me see if I can pull that up again. It's just very strange timing that he would suddenly release this video. He released it 11 hours ago, saying that the people of Iran should know Israel stands with you. Very interesting. Let me see if I can play this for you guys again. If you didn't see the update, which highly recommend you watch the update. Terry Ward, thank you so much for the generous donation. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a good Monday night. Thank you so much. Soil radio operator, good to see you. Thank you very much, Terry. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. So let me see if I can play this video again of Netanyahu. Very strange timing that he would suddenly release this video statement, earlier. He obviously knew that they were going to go in, today. Nothing's a coincidence, guys.
I speak a lot about the leaders of Iran. Yet at this pivotal moment, I want to address you, the people of Iran. I want to do so directly, without filters, without middlemen. Every day, you see a regime that subjugates you make fiery speeches about defending Lebanon, defending Gaza. Yet every day, that regime plunges our region deeper into darkness and deeper into war. Every day, their puppets are eliminated. Ask Muhammad Def. Ask Nasrallah. There is nowhere in the Middle East Israel cannot reach. There's nowhere we will not go to protect our people and protect our country. With every passing moment, the regime is bringing you, the noble Persian people, closer to the abyss. The vast majority of Iranians know their regime doesn't care a whit about them. If it did care, if it cared about you, it would stop wasting billions of dollars on futile wars across the Middle East. It would start improving your lives.
Main cell with a test count. Here we go. The EAMs are going to start firing off. One of the nuclear war command and control planes turned its tracker off like just 30 minutes ago on its way to the Gulf.
Imagine if all the vast money the regime wasted on nuclear weapons and foreign wars were invested in your children's education, in improving your health care, in building your nation's infrastructure, water, sewage, all the other things that you need. Imagine that. But you know one simple thing. Iran's tyrants don't care about your future, but you do. When Iran is finally free, and that moment will come a lot sooner than people think.
Wow, this is the big one right here. He says when Iran is finally free, and that moment will come sooner than people think.
Free, and that moment. And that moment will come a lot sooner than people think. and that moment will come a lot sooner than people think. Finally free, and that moment will come a lot sooner than people think. Everything will be different. Our two ancient peoples, the Jewish people and the Persian people, will finally be at peace. Our two countries, Israel and Iran, will be at peace. When that day comes, the terror network that the regime built in 5 continents will be bankrupt, dismantled. Iran will thrive as never before. Global investment, massive tourism, brilliant technological innovation based on the tremendous talents that exist inside Iran. Doesn't that sound better than endless poverty, repression, and war? From Qom to Isfahan, from Shiraz to Tabriz, there are tens of millions of good and decent people with thousands of years of history behind them and a brilliant future ahead of them. Don't let a small group of fanatic theocrats crush your hopes and your dreams. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. The entire world deserves better. I know you don't support the rapists and murderers of Hamas and Hezbollah, but your leaders do. You deserve more.
He said everything so good, didn't he? He summed it all up. But very interesting timing that he would suddenly address the Iranian people hours before the invasion started. Definitely not a coincidence, guys. Definitely not a coincidence. Maybe they're going to strike Iran tonight. Who knows? You know, anything can happen. Do have a sub hunter here off the coast of Florida. This is interesting. Right off the coast of Cape Canaveral, we have a sub hunter. I don't know if they were going to do a SpaceX rocket test or something, but we have this P8 Poseidon sub hunter doing really tight loops here off the coast of Cape Canaveral. Very interesting, flying super low. That's not too common. It's kind of concerning. Wow, we have some breaking news. The Kremlin has proposed a 25% increase in Russia's defense spending for 2025, raising military spending to over $145 billion. Wow, that is absolutely huge. 25% increase. Russia's going to increase their defense spending by 25%. That is just absolutely insane. So it does look like this is going to spill over into Iran. Hence the reason why Netanyahu addressed the Iranian people. It looks like it's going to escalate. Yeah, 2025 is going to be the quarter century mark. 2025 is the quarter century mark. Usually big things happen on these types of time periods, like 2020. Okay, when we entered the next decade, that's when COVID happened. Isn't it funny that COVID happened literally the first month of 2020 as we entered another decade, and now we're going to be entering another quarter of a century. So I do expect something big to happen. The elites, they like to plan things out like that. Thank you, Ross, for that information. I appreciate it. So yeah, it looks like they were trying to Syria, Israel was trying to take out some VIPs in Damascus. We're hearing that Israeli strikes in Damascus targeted a meeting between Hezbollah and IRGC officials. Wow. So we're hearing that some of the Israeli troops that entered into Lebanon were attacked by Hezbollah artillery. U.S. military bases in the Middle East are now on high alert. The Lebanese army has withdrawn already. That's what I stated in my update earlier. The Lebanese army has withdrawn towards the Litani River. Also, guys, if you could keep the people of Tennessee and North Carolina in your prayers. They have some really bad flooding over there along the Tennessee-North Carolina border. They got like 10 or 20 or even 30 inches of rain from Hurricane Helen. So if you could keep Tennessee and North Carolina in your prayers, that would be good. Some really extreme flooding over there. Lots of roads washed away, completely destroyed, entire towns cut off, and the mainstream media is not really covering it at all. You know, I'm sure if that happened in LA or New York City, it would be all over the news, but, you know, it's Tennessee, North Carolina, they don't really care, you know. We have some video footage showing the Lebanese forces withdrawing earlier today. See if I can get that up on the screen for you. So here we have video footage of the Lebanese army withdrawing from southern Lebanon earlier today in anticipation of this invasion by Israeli forces. You can see these armored personnel carriers here.
چی رو عمي عاو؟
Hearing that Pete Rose passed away. Pete Rose, baseball player, passed away at age 83. We got two P8 Poseidons here off the coast of Cape Canaveral. Very interesting. Flying super low and just over and over loops here off of Cape Canaveral. Very interesting. Very strange. Yeah, Russia could invade Alaska, yeah, or launch missiles at it. That's very possible. Please no caps lock unless you're a moderator. But thanks for that information. Chris Christopherson also passed away, huh? Interesting. It's sad. Sad to hear. Australia is mobilizing troops to the Middle East. So yeah, the U.S. is sending thousands of troops to the Middle East. This is very serious, guys. Very serious. Thousands of troops, multiple fighter jet squadrons, F-22s, F-16s, F-15s. Okay, they're not sending that much stuff for no reason. Maybe they're going to strike Iran. You know, maybe now's their opportunity to strike Iran. I think it's very likely that they could do that. And that would be why Netanyahu made that statement today earlier. So I told you guys I would go live when Israel would invade Lebanon. We've been waiting for this for almost a year. Ever since October 7, I've been telling you guys that Israel's eventually going to invade Lebanon. Now this day has finally come, and then I've been telling you guys that Israel's eventually going to strike Iran. I think that's coming too. So it's just a matter of time. That's right, Ross. I was right. Yeah, you probably remember when I was covering the October 7 situation. You probably remember I was saying last year that this would happen. So it took a little while, but eventually it did. I think Iran is next. Iran is the next one. And Iran is already debating what kind of responses to have to this invasion. You know, Iran could launch their big strike now. But it looks like Israel launched a strike on VIPs in Syria. Just checking some sources here to see what the latest is. So we do have a U.S. nuclear war command and control plane that just turned its transponder off. It was heading down towards the Gulf, and it turned its transponder off, which is very unusual, and they usually don't do that unless it's like a serious emergency, like imminent nuclear war. Let me just show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. And you're not going to get this many places on the news are not going to tell you about this. Many channels are not going to tell you about this either. But let me show you. So we have this nuclear war command and control plane that took off from their home base in Oklahoma City, which is Tinker Air Force Base. That's their home base. And it was flying towards the Gulf pretty low, which is unusual. And then it just disappeared over southern Louisiana. Actually, right when it hit the Louisiana state line, it just disappeared. So, very strange. Very strange, very unusual, very concerning. They usually would never do that unless it's like a real world situation. So we have to just stay on high alert. Something could go down tonight. It's possible Iran could launch their missiles at Israel in retaliation sometime this week. And then Israel would get involved, the U.S. would get involved and annihilate Iran. I think that day is coming. It's just a matter of time. So Israel has invaded Lebanon, guys. Israel has invaded Lebanon. Thank you, Pippa777. Yes, also, guys, pray for South Carolina. They also got a lot of flooding there, too. Keep South Carolina in your prayers. Yeah, Alaska is super close to Russia. That's right. Very close. Hundreds of people missing, says Ross. Wow. So, yeah, we do have confirmation that Russian President Vladimir Putin returned to Moscow for an unscheduled emergency meeting. We have a post here from the UK government saying that the British government is chartering a flight to help British nationals who want to leave Lebanon. If you are a British national in Lebanon, you should register your presence to receive the latest update. Wow. So that's pretty insane. So Britain is chartering flights now to get people out of Lebanon. Absolutely insane. Wow. So this is it, guys. This is the moment we've been waiting for. From here on out, we're going to see massive escalation. Also, I want to remind you guys that the Prime Minister of Russia is now in Iran. The Prime Minister of Russia is in Iran, okay? And Putin is now holding an emergency meeting. Putin was rushed to the Kremlin. So Israel launching multiple strikes on Beirut and Damascus tonight. Somebody launched a missile at Israel towards Tel Aviv. We don't know yet who did that, if it was the Houthis or if it was Hezbollah, or we don't know yet. Russia did this unprofessional maneuver. Okay, Russia buzzed one of our fighter jets off the coast of Alaska. Okay, here you can see a Russian Tu-95 Bear bomber heading towards Alaska. Here you can see the F-16, it looks like. Maybe an F-22 or something, F-35, I don't know. It's hard to tell from this, but here you can see the Russian jet fly super close. Look at that. Absolutely crazy, look. I mean, it's like 5 feet away. Absolutely insane. So, looks like we're getting really close to nuclear war, guys. Make sure you have a nuclear war survival plan. So this is just the beginning, guys. What you're watching here are the beginning stages of World War III. Beginning stages, okay? Look at this. Look at this video. Okay, you have a Russian fighter jet literally flying 5 feet away from an American fighter jet off the coast of Alaska. Okay? That is super aggressive and super disrespectful to America for Russia to do that. Basically, Russia giving us the middle finger, showing us that they're not afraid of us. But, you know, the truth is that we would absolutely crush Russia in any kind of war. Any kind of war. Nuclear war, conventional war. Russia stands zero chance against America. Even if they teamed up with China, they have zero chance. So I guess if that makes them feel happy, you know, that, oh yeah, we buzzed one of the American fighter jets, look at us. That is just crazy how close that is, though. Thank you, M. I appreciate it. Grimfall Project, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do you believe Russia will have the capacity or the guts to assist in defending Iran when Ukraine is taking their territory? Even if they did, wouldn't that cause Russia to collapse? Yeah, I don't know if Russia would help Iran. It's hard to say. I don't know. It's really hard to say. It would be insane if they started striking Israel. Then we know that we're in the end times. Thank you, Heather Sellers, for the donation. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Tammy, thank you for the donation. Looks like I missed some donations here. I'm sorry, guys. For some reason, they didn't show up in my chat. Resistor, thank you for gifting those 10 memberships. DW, thank you for the donation. Paleo Greenbird, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Great to catch you live. My new work schedule has made it hard. So good to be live with you. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Paleo. Best of luck on your new work schedule. And EM, thank you for that very generous donation. Thank you very, very much. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much, EM. Thank you guys so much for all the donations. Good to see you, EM. Hope you're doing well. So this is just absolutely insane, guys. We're living in some pretty crazy times. Looks like it's all going to kick off right before the election. just as I suspected it would. So, for those of you guys just tuning in, it looks like well, it doesn't look like Israel has invaded Lebanon. We've been waiting months for this. We knew that this day would come eventually. So Israel has invaded Lebanon. It's 100% confirmed. They have sent in tanks and ground troops. So I'm just going to be monitoring this, see what else goes on. But it looks like we could see some big escalation now. We just had 2 P-8 Poseidon sub-hunters patrol the eastern shore of Florida here, near Cape Canaveral. Right off the coast of Cape Canaveral, 2 sub-hunters. It's pretty interesting. We also have a U.S. Wow, this is pretty concerning. We have a U.S. government VIP plane flying to Colorado Springs now. U.S. Air Force VIP plane going to Colorado Springs. So that's very serious news, guys. So we have 1 nuclear war command and control plane that turned its transponder off. We have a nuke sniffer that was just in the air. And now we have a U.S. Air Force VIP plane that went to Colorado Springs. It's about to land. Probably has one of our generals or the chairman of the Joint Chiefs or Lloyd Austin, maybe even Kamala Harris, who knows. Colorado Springs is where, let me see if I can show you guys, hold on. Colorado Springs is where Cheyenne Mountain is located. That's where NORAD is located. So here's that VIP plane heading towards Colorado Springs. Unusually quiet tonight with the EAMs. We're not hearing a lot of nuclear attack options, which is weird. They could be going into VLF mode. That could be why. Very concerning that this nuclear war command and control plane turned its tracker off. Very concerning and very unusual. Thank you, Tapper Girl. I appreciate it. VLF is very low frequency. So normally during peacetime, these nuclear war command and control planes and our nuclear forces communicate on high frequency. But during a possible nuclear war, they switch to VLF because VLF, very low frequency, is resistant to radiation. So like radiation can affect radio waves. It can scramble the radio waves, make it hard to transmit and receive signals. So during a nuclear war, after a nuclear war, or right before a nuclear war, they use VLF, very low frequency, to be able to resist the interference from the radiation. Also, VLF allows these planes to penetrate the ocean, which you can't really do with HF. So they can send messages directly to the subs, to the Ohio class subs. As far as I know, there's no doomsday planes in the air, but they could be flying with their transponders off. It's very possible they could be doing that. But so far, no doomsday planes, just the nuclear war plane. The doomsday plane is on a pizza run. That's funny. CFS, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Greg, for one of the last remaining news sources out there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks for moderating. A VIP plane is just like a normal plane. It's just used to move VIPs around. Doomsday plane is for nuclear war. They put the president and the defense minister on these planes, the vice president, they put them on these planes, and these planes are specially made to be EMP proof, and they have various types of passive and active countermeasures to shoot down missiles and fighter jets if they get attacked, and they can command the entire military from the air. So that's the Doomsday plane. It's the National Airborne Operations Center. National Airborne Operations Center is what it's called. Airborne Command Post, whatever you want to call it. It's literally a flying base, if you can think of that. It's a flying base. It's very sophisticated.
This is strategy with the test count testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a strategy out. Main cell, center 22 11175, radio check now. 175, radio check out, copy. Andrews, Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy. Any station. This is Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy.
Getting a lot of radio checks now, so they're probably going to start transmitting soon. A lot of radio checks. Thanks to everybody who donated to my PayPal. Thank you guys so much. I got all your donations.
Any station. Sooner 22. Any station. Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy.
Lots of radio checks now. Something's about to go down. I agree, New York Adventurer. I totally agree. Yeah, World War III is starting. I think World War III is starting. This is the beginning. We're hearing a lot of radio checks now. A lot of radio checks.
Main cell, Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy.
What's going on, T? Good to see you, T.
Any station, Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy.
Lots of radio checks now. Lots of radio checks. That's actually quite a bit. We had like, I don't know, maybe almost 10 radio checks in the last few minutes.
West Coast, Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy. Main cell, Sooner 22, 11175, radio check out, copy.
station, Sooner 22175, radio check out, copy. Any station, this is Sooner 22175, radio check out, copy. Any station, this is Sooner 22175, radio check out, copy. Any station, this is Sooner 22175, radio check out, copy. Any station, this is Sooner 22175, radio check out, copy.
So we just had a bunch of radio checks from what sounded like an F-22. That was the call sign Sooner or Sinner 22. Could be an F-22 in the Middle East. It could be an F-22 here in the U.S. It's hard to say. Could be an F-22 in Alaska because Russia sent the bomber the other day there. So very interesting, all these radio checks happening right now. Thank you, Galadriel, for the donations. I appreciate the donations, the gifted memberships, and SMC 000. Thank you for the gifted memberships. So I'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, guys. I'm just going to take a quick break and I'll be right back.
Many station, this is 222 11175, radio check out, copy.
Sorry about that, guys. Had to do something. Unfortunately, I'm a human being. I'm not a robot, and I can't just sit here hours and hours talking nonstop. I wish I could, but I can't. Jason Schmidt says Pudwhackers will find no love here. I like that. That's funny. Yeah, lots of reports that cell phone services are down. That's pretty interesting. We have an update on the rocket attack on the U.S. base. According to U.S. officials, tonight's rocket attack in Iraq by Iranian-backed militias was attempting to target the State Department's Diplomatic Support Center near Camp Victory at Baghdad International Airport. Several rockets were intercepted by the base's counter-rocket artillery and mortar, or CRAM, system, while others fell within the airport and the perimeter of the camp, with the attack resulting in no American casualties. So that's some good news there. No American casualties in this rocket attack on the Baghdad airport. So the invasion has started, guys. This could be the beginning of World War III. Escalation could happen now. Iran could strike Israel, and if they do, the U.S. is going to get involved. Okay, the U.S. is sending thousands of troops. They're sending multiple fighter jet squadrons. They're not doing that for no reason, you know. They're not moving all that stuff for no reason at all. We just had a bunch of radio checks for potentially our nuclear forces. So there's a lot of strange things going on tonight. We have this U.S. government VIP or U.S. Air Force VIP plane that went to Colorado Springs, which is home of Cheyenne Mountain, the nuclear war bunker. So all these radio checks are a sign that potentially we could start hearing EAM soon. So this is absolutely huge news. This is historic, guys. This is historic. We've been waiting for this a very long time, and it's finally come, so... Just checking for some updates here. We have a U.S. Navy recon drone heading to the eastern Mediterranean right now, so something's going on. We got a Russian, oh wow, we got a Russian VIP plane going to Iran right now. Check this out. Got a Russian Special Flight Squadron plane going to Tehran from Moscow. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. Very interesting. We know that the Russian Prime Minister is in Iran right now, so we know whose side Russia is on. Definitely not on Israel's side. Got some pictures here from NORAD about this Russian fighter jet that flew super close to the American jet. See if I can share this with you here. This is totally insane. Look at this. Look at how close this fighter jet is. Russian fighter jet and Russian bomber off the coast of Alaska. You can actually see the missiles here. Both of these, the American jet, you can see the missiles on the end of the wing. You see that? There's actually, so this American jet had missiles, and looks like the Russian jet had missiles too. You can see small missiles there under the wing. See, you can get a better look here at the Russian jet. You can see some small missiles there underneath. Insane. Crazy times. So all you people out there that love Putin and love Russia, just know that you're supporting Iran, and you're basically going against Israel by supporting Russia and Putin, because Russia and Putin support Iran and they hate Israel. Russia hates Israel. Putin hates Israel. So just know that if you're a Putin supporter, you're supporting Iran and you're against Israel, basically. So this was a Russian Sukhoi 35. This was on September 23rd, so this was earlier in the week. This was 7 days ago, earlier last week. So crazy times, guys, crazy times. Yeah, please keep our men and women in uniform in your prayers, and keep Israel in your prayers, keep Ukraine in your prayers, keep America in your prayers, keep all the people that have been affected by the floods in Tennessee and North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Keep them in your prayers. Failed attempt on Netanyahu. Interesting. Yeah, I heard about that. Is that a new attempt, or was that a couple days ago when the Houthis launched the missile? Why are Russia and China in Alaska? Probably to scare us, probably to test our air defenses. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say, but definitely trying to make a statement by doing that. So we have some more detailed information now on this invasion. The Israeli army released a statement saying, in accordance with the decision of the political echelon a few hours ago, the Israeli army began limited, localized, and targeted ground raids based on precise intelligence against Hezbollah terrorist targets and infrastructure in southern Lebanon. These targets are located in villages close to the border and pose an immediate threat to Israeli communities in northern Israel. The Israeli army is operating according to a methodical plan set out by the General Staff and the Northern Command, which Israeli army soldiers have trained and prepared for in recent months. The Israeli army the Israeli Air Force and Israeli Army artillery are supporting the ground forces with precise strikes on military targets in the area. These operations were approved and carried out in accordance with the decision of the political echelon. Operation Northern Arrows will continue according to the situational assessment and in parallel to combat in Gaza and in other areas. Wow. So very interesting. So that's the name of this operation, Northern Arrows. And they say that they're going to continue this operation. Jesse says, I don't agree with Russia's position in regards to the Middle East and Israel. Yeah, they support Iran. They're against Israel. So, you know, if you support Putin, you support Russia, you're supporting Iran indirectly. You know, it's just something to think about if you're a big fanboy of Putin. You know, just think of all these countries that Putin supports. Wow, this is pretty interesting. We have a compass call plane that was flying over Colorado Springs. Check this out. We had a compass call. It's an electronic warfare plane that was flying over Colorado Springs. That's really rare to see. It's pretty interesting. So that's some of the latest information that I have, guys. I'm going to keep the stream up for continuous monitoring. Yeah, Putin will never get Alaska back. No, yeah, that's not even a question. Yeah. It's just thank you, Anna. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Yeah, Putin loves North Korea. He loves China. He loves Iran. So, you know, think about that. If you're a Putin fanboy, you're supporting China, you're supporting North Korea, you're supporting Iran by supporting Putin. Yeah, no problem, Adam. No problem at all. So I think I'm gonna go and do some things I gotta do, and I might be back in a little while to check up on any updates. I'm gonna leave the stream up, and then maybe in like 2 hours, 3 hours, I'll check back and see if there's any updates. EM, thank you so much for the donation. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I could lead a short prayer. Thank you very much. What's the latest on Iran's uranium intake? Yeah, Iran is processing weapons grade uranium like crazy. It could get crazy. Exactly, Anna. It could get suddenly crazy. That's right. What's going on, John Hoover? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Please pray for my cousin. He has gone to East Tennessee to help search for missing people. Keep Stephanie's cousin in your prayers. So I'm going to say a quick prayer and then I'm going to leave the stream. I'll leave the stream up, but I'm going to step away for a little while. I might even restart the stream for continuous monitoring. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably restart the stream and start a new stream over for continuous monitoring overnight. Thank you, Bree, for the kind words. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks, mods, for showing up tonight. I appreciate you guys. Tiffany, Amy, Jason, thank you very much. Ross, John Hoover. So I'm just going to say a quick prayer now. You may want to mute your devices. Dear God, thank you for blessing us tonight with this platform where we can communicate with each other and share information. And thank you, God, for protecting us, keeping us safe. And God, please protect all the innocent people that are suffering from war in the Middle East and various parts around the world. And God, please help bring back our men and women in uniform safely to their families. And God, please help the people that are suffering because of the flooding in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee. And God, please help our leaders make the right decisions. Whoever becomes the president, please give them the strength and wisdom to make the right decisions and carry out the will of the people. In your name, amen. Thank you, Echo 11, for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support. Yeah, it is very powerful when we all pray together. I agree. It is. Strength in numbers. Ross says PlayStation Network is down. Ross says he can't play any games on my PS4 tonight. Oh no, it's the end of the world. No video games tonight, Ross. You're going to have to find something else to do, I guess. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. So I'm going to actually shut the stream down and I'm going to restart it for continuous monitoring overnight. But I will check in a little while to the continuous monitoring stream to see if there's any updates of anything. But as of right now, it does appear that Israel has invaded. There were some strikes in Syria. Israel struck Syria. There was an attempt to hit Tel Aviv with some kind of a drone. and massive strikes on the suburbs of Beirut. So I will restart the stream in a couple minutes here for continuous monitoring. And thank you guys for all the support. So until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.